Hello.
Kathleen, did we add Ira as the panelist? Hello. Okay, thank you. Wonderful. Ira, we can see you now. And yeah, that's great. Ira, you're on mute. So, yeah.
Hi, Caroline. How are you?
Hi. How are you,
Good to
Ida?
see you. Good to see you, Marley.
Yeah. We'll
Great.
just
Just wanted
start
to
in a
check.
few minutes. Ida.
Great. I just want to make sure that everyone can see me properly. Yes?
Yeah, we can see.
Great.
Hi, Ira.
Hi, Marley. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Great.
Finally, good to see you here.
Yes. Excited for the session.
Good.
Great.
So I think the participants are just joining in. We'll
No worries.
start in a few minutes.
Sure. Absolutely. Just give me one moment. Join in a moment.
Ira, do you have YogiFi mat also with you, or?
I don't right now, actually. Did you want me to use it? I didn't get that instruction.
Got it. Okay. I mean, you can just keep it. I mean,
It's
if you
there
have,
downstairs, but
yeah,
I don't
or
want
like, I mean, you practicing on the, I mean, you taking the session with YogiFi mat on, it'll be great.
to. Yeah. Gosh, it'll take me a little bit of time to get it actually. It's in my yoga, like in my yoga practice area, which is not as good for taking online sessions as this particular space.
Okay. Is there anyone you can just ask for help while we're waiting for people?
It'll take around 15 minutes, Morley. I don't want to
Oh,
take any
okay.
risks.
Then I don't think it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
No
don't want
problem.
to take any risks.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish you
I think that's
just
good.
told us. And I was actually thinking about it earlier. I was like, okay, should I? But then I was just reading through the instructions, but then we didn't get that instruction. Otherwise, it would have been great. Because also, I wasn't sure if we weren't actually using the mat, like the features of it.
Yeah. I mean, nevertheless, I think not a problem. Towards the end, I think Carolyn has some small talk about YogiFi.
Yes. Carolyn, what will you show them the mat?
Yeah, sure. We can get someone. I think one of us will plan that out, Ida.
Yeah, Carolyn, can we try and at the end of the mat, I can say, hey, Carolyn, will you show us a visual of the mat or something? I
Yeah.
think it'd be really cool.
Yeah. Even I can show that.
Yeah, I think
You can show that, right, Morley? Great. So I'll let's bring that up in the session, saying, "Hi, Morley. We would love to see a visual of the mat. Could you please show it to us?" Should we do that? Maybe, Morley, would you be able to do a little demo for us also, maybe like a 3-4 minute demo on the mat?
That will be difficult, maybe depending upon the time. Yeah. We can
Okay.
definitely show the visuals.
ठीक है. Okay. Sounds good. But if a little demo is possible, I think that'd be really interesting for users. Even today, I was having lunch with someone and I told them that I have to rush because I have to do this session. And they were
Got.
very intrigued with the mat, you know?
Yeah.
So, so I said, go to the website and check it out. But it was a very intriguing thing. So if by any chance we could just show them how to use them, I think that'd be really awesome also, if possible.
Yeah. Yeah. I was
Maybe
talking to
try,
Aditya
huh?
about that, you doing that, but I think that's okay. I think we will figure out.
Yeah, no. Right now I haven't figured out how to use the mat properly. I think I'll need yeah.
we'll plan that out, Ida.
Yeah. Like like a little demo session.
We're also taking sign-ups for demo through this session at the end of this session. So anyone who wants to attend a special demo session, they can.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'll attend that maybe myself.
So shall we
That'd
get
be
started,
interesting.
Arjun?
Shall we begin?
Yeah.
Okay, great, good. Namaste, everyone. Shall I begin? Go ahead.
I'll just start with a short
Okay,
introduction, Ira.
great.
Yeah. Namaste, everyone. I'm so glad to introduce Ira to all of you. Thank you for joining us today, Ira. Just a short introduction about Ira Trivedi. So, Ira is a best-selling author and yogacharya. She's the founder of Yog Lab, which is India's fastest-growing virtual studio and community with students practicing from 13 different countries. Ira has also written 8 books, including fiction, non-fiction, and children's books. She has won several awards for her work. In 2017, she was honored as BBC's 100 Most Influential Women in the World. In addition to her work as a writer, Ira is a master of yoga or yogacharya. She has 2 yoga shows in India, including one on Doordarshan, India's national channel, and on India Today, a leading English channel. She is the author of the 10-Minute Yoga Solution and My Book of Yoga series featuring Om, the yoga dog. Ira teaches yoga around the world and was part of the team leading the first International Day of Yoga at Rajpath, New Delhi, where 2 Guinness World Records were broken. She is also the founder of Namami Yoga, a charity that teaches yoga and life skills to underprivileged children. We at YogiFi are so privileged to have Ira join us for today's masterclass. And just a little bit about YogiFi. YogiFi is a flagship product of Wellnesses, an emerging healthcare and fitness technology startup with a vision to promote physical and mental well-being of every individual around the globe. The startup is building revolutionary products using cutting-edge Internet of Things and artificial intelligence technologies. YogiFi is embedded with multi-patented sensors and non-intrusive posture tracking technologies to record one's daily practice while measuring their progress on flexibility, strength, and balance. YogiFi has been featured on multiple international publications, including Forbes, Economic Times, Yoga Journal, to name a few. Thank you. And I'm Carolyn. I'll be moderating the sessions and taking up any questions with Ira towards the end. So please do put in your questions in the Q&A box. And over to you, Ira. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Morley. Thank you, everyone. It's been such a pleasure and honor to do this masterclass with YogaFi. The YogaFi product is really a wonderful and amazing one. I have seen it in development over the past year and a half or so, and I must say that it really does make a practice more interesting, more exciting. And one of the biggest things that I see why people fall off their mats, fall off their, well, not literally fall off their mats, but fall off a yoga practice. They'll come, do it after 2 or 3 months, and they'll say, oh, I got bored. I didn't know what to do further. I got a little bit bored. And that's why I started doing Zumba or something else. And then that's why I see, and it's a little sad as a yoga teacher to see that happen. So when I see products like YogaFi, which keep people engaged in the yoga journey, any journey that we take, it requires us to be engaged, especially in the world that we live in today with so many distractions coming our way, right? It's easier to watch Netflix than to do yoga. But we all know that yoga has a lot more merits than watching Netflix. So it's just that when products like YogaFi come, they actually help enhance the yoga experience. They help us grow our yoga experience. They help make it more interesting, make it more exciting. It's also really helpful for teachers like me to actually monitor what the results of students. Also, what I see, and this is a real, I would say, maybe a silver lining of the pandemic, is that people have become very, very disciplined about their health. They've started thinking about it. They started monitoring their health. Hey, most of us didn't know what an oximeter was a year and a half ago, and now every household has an oximeter. We've all become a little bit more intelligent about testing, about monitoring. And what I love about YogiFi is the science that is bringing behind yoga, right? You can measure your progress, you can measure how you're doing your postures, and you can see this journey visually. And this data can be so helpful and also inspiring to keep us on track. So these are some of the features of YogiFi that I really appreciate, not just for myself as a practitioner, but also as a teacher, because this helps me also understand my students' journey and it helps me in the teaching progress. So really hats off to the YogiFi team for bringing in their passion for yoga and technology together. This is the future. And I really think that this is going to bring more people onto the yoga mat. And ultimately, that's what I want. So again, congrats to the YogiFi team. It's really exciting to have this product in India finally, because I know that it was in the US for so long and I couldn't get my hands on it. And I was saying, Worley, please send me a mat, but it was available only for US customers. So really great also that now people in India can buy this mat, because even here, I'm seeing such a huge rise in people doing yoga. So really excited about this mat. And I think it's such a cool thing. People are moving on to Apple Watches, they're moving on to so much, monitoring of devices. So YogaFi is a beautiful addition for home self practice. And as I'm seeing in Yog Love, we have thousands of people around the world who've practiced with us over the past year and a half or so. So practicing at home is amazing. It's hygienic, it's clean, and it's in tune with yoga, where it's a self journey, right? You take the journey alone, but with the guidance of a teacher. So YogaFi mat plus a little bit of live teaching, all of it brings it beautifully together. So I'm really excited to have this product. So yes.
Thank you, Ira. Thank you for telling us about your experience with YogiFi. I think we can get started off with the session and then we'll take some questions towards the end.
Perfect, great. So today's session is called Get Fit with Ira, and it's a short session. It's about 35 minutes or so, but we're going to be covering a lot in this session. What we're trying to do is cover almost everything, because I know not a lot of people have a lot of time to work out and to do yoga. This is meant to be a short session to get you going. So the first thing that I want you to do is I just want everyone to just lie on their backs for just a moment with their hands apart and legs apart. So just relax the spine for a moment. Okay, just let the spine relax. And just begin to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And just for a moment, relax the whole body and disconnect. Disconnect from devices, from situations, from people. And connect to your breath and connect to your body. And as we do this, just visualize as if you unplug a phone from the charger. The same way you're unplugging from your children, your spouse, your girlfriend, boyfriend, brothers, sisters, whoever is taking your mind space on this Sunday evening. Prepare yourself for the practice ahead. And now slowly hug your knees into your chest and start rolling spine side to side. Just roll the spine side to side and just massage the spine. If you've been sitting for some time or if you've had a heavy lunch, whatever it is, just beginning to ease the body into activity. Breathe in and breathe out. And now you can bring the hands underneath the knees, so on your thighs, and just begin to roll. And from here, I want you to move from rolling into a squat, rolling into a squat, rolling into a squat 5 times. And then slowly, let's come to a sitting posture. We open the class by chanting Om 3 times all together. Bring the hands to heart center. Om. 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, and peace. Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome everyone to our masterclass. I hope now you're more focused and concentrated. For the next 30 minutes or so, we're going to be running through a series of postures that you will also find with YogiFi. Let's stand up on the mat. And please practice as instructed. And if you have any questions, can you just drop them in the chat box? I won't be able to answer them now, but we will be going through a few of them a little bit later on in the session. And once you're here, I want you to bring the hands on the waist and slowly begin moving the hips side to side, all the way. Nice and round. We're going to be doing a beginner's level class for all of those joining in. And on my YogiFi sequence, this sequence actually, it builds up. So we start from a basic level and very quickly we'll be getting into more advanced practices. But we start from the beginning to prevent any injuries and to do a safe practice. So just beginning with this beautiful hip rotation and trying to really feel this all the way in your toes. And now coming to center, let's just do something for the shoulders, which is just moving the shoulders round and round. Beautiful for the shoulders. Just moving our major joints counterclockwise. And now left side and counterclock. And doing these slowly and mindfully, making a nice fist of the arms. And from here, I want you to just begin doing some leg kicks. So just, you can bring the hands on the waist and begin kicking up the legs. Now you can do this as fast or slow as you want to. You can move fast, keep the knees straight, keep the toes pointed towards the head, or move slow. These are known as Sukshma Vyayam and Sthula Vyayam, gentle and slightly more intense practices. We're now getting into the Sthula Vyayam territory as we pick up the pace of these practices. And this is to make sure that the body is completely ready for the asana practice ahead. Let's move the legs side to side, first left, then right. Kicking the legs. Getting a really nice kicking action. And last one, let's kick towards the back. Moving in all 4 directions. And the purpose of the sequence is not just to get you physically fit, right? It's not just to lose weight, but it's to build balance. It's to gain strength. It's to gain flexibility. It's to gain strength of your internal organs. This is a balanced practice that we're going to be doing today, geared towards inner well-being as well as outer well-being. And now we just move on to a simple jogging in place. You're warming up the body. And now if you're open to it, you can begin kicking a little, doing high kicks and doing back kicks. The key is just to move for about a minute or so, going as fast or as slow. And now this is a little difficult too. You can even just bring the legs up and down. Even this is good. And you can move at the pace that is natural to your body and which feels correct for your body. We're working a little bit, not too much and not too little. Remember, in the practice of yoga, we always try to take the middle path. This is the path of the Buddha. Not too easy, not too difficult. And last 20 seconds, let's keep going. Keeping your focus, don't give up. Making sure you're moving your arms as well, getting the upper body into the picture. And then let's take a moment to breathe. Closing your eyes. Closing, bringing the hands slightly behind you. And breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. These rests between the postures are so crucial, so important to the practice of yoga. We feel as if rest is not important, but it is in fact one of the pillars of good health. Now, I'm going to begin with a series of standing postures. All right, so we're going to first bring the arms up over and above the head, tightening the buttocks. So you can see that my buttocks are tucked in, my toes are slightly pointing towards each other. I'm going to interlock my fingers so that my pinky finger remains in the socket, and I'm going to stretch the arms up over and above the head. And you're just staying here, feeling the weight of your feet balanced both on left and right equally. So you're not tilting to the right or to the left, but it's equal weight, tucking the buttocks in, tightening the kneecaps, and pulling the arms all the way up. Make sure that you're bringing your wrists, your palms towards the ceiling. Taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And now coming up on the tips of the toes, stretch the body up. Stay here. Tadasana. And breathe. Really stretch the whole body up. Keep the focus and slowly come down. And now we're going to come up on the toes. And if you can, you bring the body towards the right. If this is tough, keep both the feet on the ground. Tighten the kneecaps. And just bend the body towards the right. It's a beautiful stretch to all the organs along the side of the body, the liver, the pancreas. And trying to keep the upper arms by the ears, and then slowly come up. Stretch the arms up and to the left. You can come up on the tips of the toes so that you're balancing, stretching at the same time. But if you find this challenging, you can just come back down. Don't push the hips too much to one side. Keep them centered. Keep the kneecaps tight, buttocks tucked in, and slowly come back, and we do this one more time. So coming up on the tips of the toes, and you may feel yourself breaking a sweat. I already feel this happening. In yoga, we perspire gently. It's never anything too aggressive, but it's a nice feeling of detox. If we oversweat, that's known as dehydration, which is also not good. Stretch to the right, coming up on the tips of the toes, and stretch. And back to center, come down, stretching up to the left, and on the toes, and back down, and slowly come down. And now you're going to feel a distinct difference in your entire body. Let's move the body side to side. These asanas are part of the sequence that are part of the week 1 Get Fit with Ira that we've developed at YogiFi. So this is a practice that you can expect, but with a lot of accuracy and corrections from the mat itself. Now you may want to take a rest, Vishram, for a moment. Keep the legs a little bit then hip width apart and just stay here for a moment. Feeling the weight of your body on your feet, pushing the toes into the ground, lifting the arches up and breathing. And now bring the legs nice and wide. We're going to move into the Virabhadra sequence. Bring the arms up, taking the right foot, just move on to the left side, come up, left leg, come down, come up. So a few moments just moving dynamically. There's not too much strain on any side of the body, and the body becomes prepared to do the asana, as does the nervous system. And now let's get into the posture. Make sure both the feet are in one line. You can use the back of the mat to measure that they are. Of course, YogiFi has lines to measure alignment, so you can actually specifically see if the asana is aligned. And now slowly dropping all the way down, trying to really make a square of the leg in front. Bring the arms 1 inch above the shoulders, look towards the right, straighten the back leg and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Keep the arms up and to the left side. Slowly come down, straighten the back leg, open up the chest, arms 1 inch above the shoulders, and slowly come down. Moving further down, making a square of the leg in front, looking over and above the left. Keep the arms firm. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can drop the hands down, bring the hands on the chest, on the waist. Take a moment, and now you can slowly bend down, taking a moment of rest. Bring the hands down in front of you. You can gently bend the knees if you need to. Stay here and breathe. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Just letting circulation happen. Grounding your energy. And from here, slowly coming all the way up, we move to our next posture. Virabhadrasana 1. Take the right foot, the right angle, bring the arms up, come all the way down. Bring the arms up and now twist the body to the right side and try to come down a little bit further, twisting. The balance is in the back leg, coming all the way down. Stretch the arms up, opening up the front leg. Stay here and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the arms up. Let's move towards the left. Same thing. Bring the left foot down and let's twist towards the left. The strength is in the back leg. That's what's holding you up. And try to make a square and open up the bent knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring the hands down. Bring the hands in the waist, and this time we move into the full expression of the posture. So keeping the legs nice and firm, let's tighten the kneecaps and move 9 degrees down. Prasarita Padottanasana, just coming all the way down, keeping the chin stretched forward. And stay here. We can bring the balance a little bit forward, holding on to the waist. If you can bring the head all the way down, you can. And try to touch the top of the head on the mat. Now, if I do that, my AirPod may fall out of my ears, but please do try this. Try to bring the top of the head down. You can grab your 2 big toes. You can actually try and bring the head all the way down. Oops. There's the AirPod. All right, so try and do that. Or if not, you can just grab your 2 big toes and try to bring the chest as close as possible towards the legs. Even this is good enough. Dropping the head down, tightening the kneecaps. And we stay here for a few moments. Now slowly with control, coming all the way back up, grabbing a hold of the waist. And now slowly hop back and Vishram. Remembering that strong legs are crucial to an asana practice. It's the fundamental. Without strong legs, the back, the shoulders are not supported. The legs are your base. So doing these initial standing poses becomes very, very important. They are the building blocks of a solid asana practice. And once you feel ready, you can just bring the arms out in front of you and slowly coming on the tips of the toes, let's come down and lying back on the mat for just a moment before we move into the practice of Sarvangasana. I'll be giving you a few variations as well for those who may find this tough. Just allowing the arms to fall on the side and just take a moment to breathe in the benefits of this practice. Mentally preparing yourselves for the mother of all asanas, the Sarvangasana. In one sequence, we try to cover the major body parts, the major organs, the major meridians, or the nadis. So working on multiple levels of the physical body and the pranic body. Now bring the arms alongside and slowly come up into the Sarvangasana if you know it. So this is the full Sarvangasana. You're going to roll up, support your waist and bring the legs up. That's option 1. If it's too tough for you, you can just do the Vipratikarni. Support the hips. And what you're trying to do here is trying to roll up and come up. This may be enough for you right now. And if this is tough, then just bring the legs up. Bring the legs up, bring the arms over and above the head and try to bring strength to your core and push the toes towards the body. So you have 2 options. We're going to hold this now. and prepare for the Halasana and the Matsyasana fish pose. This is one sequence, and while the Sarvangasana is an intermediate posture, it is such an important asana that I like to teach it even to beginners who are in good fitness, who are in good shape. Now, if you have any major cervical injury or shoulder problem, you should avoid this. Otherwise, this can be done by all. And for, of course, women on their periods, or if you have very high BP, this asana can be avoided. Stay here and breathe, breathe and breathe. Just look up. Try not to look towards the screen. In this posture, look towards the ceiling, letting the blood flow from the toes all the way down. Closing your eyes and just focusing on the posture. And from here, we're just going to do halasana in a dynamic way. So bring the right leg down and up, left leg down and up, right leg down and up, left leg down and up. And then whenever you're ready, drop both the legs over and above. And if your feet reach the ground, you can release the hands, interlock the fingers, and stretch the arms away from the body. If not, keep supporting, and you should be able to straighten the knees as much as possible. That's important in this posture. And stay here and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly with control, come up into the shoulder stand, and slowly from here, rolling down on the mat, vertebra by vertebra, hug the knees into the chest, and roll the body side to side, releasing any tension in the body, any tension in the back. Just roll the body side to side, and after this, we move into the Matsyasana, the fish posture, beautiful posture for the health of the thyroid gland, for the entire respiratory system. There's no better asana to open up the lungs and the chest and to integrate the entire respiratory system. Let's slowly bring the arms underneath the body so that the elbows are touching. Inhale, bring the chin up, chest up, bring the elbows closer together, arch the chest and drop the head down. And stay here and breathe. Trying to open up the chest as much as possible. Inhale and exhale. Feeling that stretch in the throat, stretch in the chest. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly bring the chin up, chest up, and come down. And just for a moment, let's keep the arms apart, legs apart. Rest for a moment, feeling the spine slowly sink into the ground. Whenever you're ready, moving over to the right side and slowly coming up into a seated posture. And from here, we move into the Janu Shirshasana. We do a forward bend. So bring the arms out in front of you, bring the arms up, and before we begin, just dynamically move the body. Just up and down, opening up the chest, and from here, just pulse. And now, coming up back, just remove the flesh from the buttocks so you're on your sit bones, and you're in a nice Dandasana, and maybe this much is enough for you. If you have any lower back pain, you may want to be a little careful and maybe you just want to sit up straight and engage. You don't need to go much further than that. If you'd like to go further, take your right foot. You can either place the heel on the thigh or the foot alongside the thigh, whichever one feels comfortable to you. Keep the right knee down. Bring the arms up, stretch up, and inhale and exhale. Slowly come all the way down. Grab a hold of your toes And stay here and stretch. Trying to keep the chest open and rolled out, shoulders rolled out the back. And maybe from here you want to slowly, 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 if you can come down, trying to bring your forehead down. Maybe this is accessible to you, maybe it's not. That's fine wherever you can reach. And then slowly with control coming all the way up. Bring the arms down and let's switch the legs. Left foot on the top or on the side and coming up straight and firm, remembering that the sit bones should be on the mat. You may want to remove the flesh from the buttocks. Slowly bring the arms up. Inhale and exhale, come down. Just stay here for a moment. Feel the body. And the goal is not to come down, but to open up the chest and to pull back the shoulders. So the abdomen is slowly, inch by inch, making its way down. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. No stress in the body, no stress in the mind. And if you can come all the way down. A few moments. Now slowly stretch all the way up. Come down. Bring the leg in front of you. Just open up the legs. Bring the legs in front. Bring the arms behind you. The fingers facing away from the body. Making a tabletop. And slowly squeeze the buttocks and come down. Move, doing this a few times dynamically before we come into the final posture. Just staying here, pushing the buttocks up. If you feel like you're ready, you can straighten out the legs. Otherwise, this much is enough for most people. And slowly with control coming down, and now we lie back on Makarasana for our final posture, a simple back bend. So just coming down, making a pillow of the hands, touching the toes, just staying here and breathing. And then let's come back. Bring the hands in line with the shoulders, and we do the Bhujangasana a few times dynamically. Inhale, come up. Exhale down. The heels are together. The buttocks are firm. Just moving a few times. Opening up the back. Allowing the nerves to sense what we're about to do. The body always needs time. And now, bringing the chin down, interlock the hands behind you like a lever. And inhale, ankles together, buttocks firm. Slowly stretch up and up. And up, pull the arms behind you, tightening the buttocks, and stay here and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come down. We're going to be doing this one more time. Keep the hands interlocked. Coming up, all the way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now bring the arms in front of you. The arms are mat width apart. The feet are mat width apart. Stretch the body. Stretch the arms away from the body. Stretch the feet away from the body. And a few times dynamically. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now last one. Inhale, coming up. On balancing on your navel. I like to call this a Superman asana. Just trying to bring all the weight on your navel. Stretch the arms, stretch the legs, stretch, 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 and slowly come down. Let's come straight up onto all fours to the cat and cow, releasing the tension in the back and the neck. Just opening up. And let's slowly come back into the child's pose, Balasana. Bring the forehead on the ground, arms alongside the body, and just allow the body to relax. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Whenever you're ready, just coming on back up, and let's lie back on the mat in Shavasana. You can choose to keep a small pillow underneath the head, and you can take another pillow and keep it underneath the knees. This creates a really nice, restful state. Gives a little support to the back of the neck. So just get comfortable for the next few minutes. We'll be just doing a short guided relaxation. Keep the arms apart, legs apart. A little bit of cushion. Especially the back of the neck always needs a little bit of cushion, especially if you have some neck pain. It's always good to keep a thin cushion or a towel or a blanket. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Letting the body totally relax. Relaxing the feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs, hips, pelvis. Relaxing the spine, the chest, the throat, the neck. Relaxing the fingers, palm, wrist, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders, throat, chin, lips, nose, eyes, forehead. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing. Just feeling the body tuning in to the rise of the belly and the fall of the belly. Allowing the coolness of the earth to seep into the body. Letting the body and the mind get absorbed into this grounding energy of the earth. Opening up your energy to all the blessings that are available in this universe. You are right now like a magnet, like a very powerful magnet. We are all like little magnets, and to this magnetic energy that our body innately has, we can attract everything that we need in our lives. Just have faith that it's possible. That you yourself are capable of making all of your dreams come true. You yourself are capable of leading the life that you need, that you want. You yourself are capable of being full of joy and full of happiness and full of bliss. This is our nature. Practices like yoga enhance the magnetic nature of our body and of our minds, increasing our inherent pranic energy. to achieve everything that we are set out to. Now slowly stretch the arms up over and above the head, stretch the legs. Rolling over to the right side, slowly come up into a seated posture. Taking just a few moments. Inhaling and exhaling. Always ending the practice with a moment of silence. Bringing the hands towards the chest, let's conclude with 3 ohms and a short prayer. Om. Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnat Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace peace peace. Let's rub the palms together. Bring the base of the palms on the eyes, the base of the palms on the temples, all 5 fingers on the skull. May I bring this peace into the day, this joy into the day, this bliss into the day. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the class.
Thank you so much, Sheila. That was such a rejuvenating session. And I love how you spoke about modifying the practice so that it's not too easy or too difficult. And that's what we're trying to do at YogiFi as well. So we do have a few questions. I've had the privilege of interacting with Ira before, and I'm so inspired by how passionate she is about everything that she does, especially at Yoga Lab. So some of the questions, Ira, that we've got from our community. The first one is, what led you to the practice of yoga, and how has it shaped who you are?
Gosh, I'm going to answer this briefly because I know we don't have too much time, but I got led to the journey of yoga completely by accident. All right, completely by accident. It's not something that I ever expected. In fact, I remember, when I was younger, I'd gained a lot of weight, and my parents had told me that do yoga, do anything, just lose the weight. You have to, be in marriageable shape. That's what parents always worry about for their daughters. Um, no, not rather knowing that daughters can do a lot more than just that, right? But I remember being so worried about my physical body at that time, and had this teacher, and I remember he was not so inspiring. He himself had a pretty big belly. And I would tell my parents that, hey guys, his belly's bigger than mine. And we'd be doing shavasana and he would fall asleep, and then start snoring also during shavasana. All right. And I remember this long time ago of like just a yoga teacher I had, but then just through, I think, I went to the West, and I remember being a little curious. There was a big yoga movement happening. I said, why are all these people like Madonna doing yoga? I thought it was so boring. And then I remember trying to walk into a yoga studio. It was too expensive. I couldn't afford a class. I was a student. I said, I can't pay for this. I can't pay for a yoga class. And I said, wow, imagine, it's so expensive that you can't even afford that yoga class, right? And then, so that kind of made me a little curious about yoga, which is a good thing. And I started a very gentle exploration, I would say. But I think more than anything, I was deeply unhappy with my body. I was unhappy with my mind because if you're not happy with the way your body is, if you have irritation in your physical body, then you will ultimately have irritation in your mental body. So I was trying to find a way out of that. I was in my early 20s. I was really confused about what to do in my life. And I think everything together, all of that, somehow led me to the path of yoga. And I remember then coming across a beautiful teacher and in Rishikesh and practicing yoga in its true form, which was not just doing a yogasana, but really living yoga. And that then the real yoga journey really began. You know, when I experienced yoga in its true form, rather than just merely a form of physical exercise. And today I never have to even think about things like body weight and this and that. It doesn't even figure into my stream of thought because yoga, of course, takes care of all of those things, but it also does so much more than that, right? It's really a super exercise. Like we have superfoods now. You know, we always knew that Loki and all of these things were good for you, right? But now these are all suddenly Karela superfood. You know, you go to the UK and one Karela is like 10 pounds or something crazy. But these are all superfoods, right? That we have always had with us, amla. You know, so yoga is one of those practices. It's a superpower of all physical forms of exercise. So it does not just physical, but so many other things on a very deep level.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Ira, with so much vulnerability and also talking about how we should try and embody and live yoga rather than just practicing asanas. Thank you for sharing. Another question we've got is this is a slightly long one. So, given that there is very little technological advancement in the yoga space, how do you think technology can be integrated with the practice of yoga without moving away from the aim of the practice? And how can YogiFi help with that?
So, you know, first of all, I think what we have seen with yoga in the past year and a half is it's a massive leap in the yoga journey, in the yoga world, I would say. Yoga, the way people are practicing yoga online, it didn't exist a year and a half ago, right? It just did not exist the way that this session is being made possible today with Zoom, right? So I think the discovery this past year and a half that yoga can be done in such a successful and wonderful way online, because I feel like it embodies the tenets of yoga. Yoga is a self practice. You know, you practice kind of by yourself a lot of the times, right? It's not a HIIT class that you need other people around you to keep you motivated. Yoga is a very self-led journey. So I think this technology, which is not massively interfering, but you have the sanctity of your own home. It's like you're a yogi in a cave using a bit of technology to get you that guidance from your teacher. I think it's beautiful. And so I think that technology is wonderful. It's made so much accessible, right? I mean, having access to the world's best teachers, live classes at the tip of your fingers has been so great. I mean, I myself have been practicing with so many of my old and favorite teachers. I never had the chance of practicing, and now, hey, everyone's on Instagram. You have Instagram lives going on, just like we're doing on YouTube platforms, on Zoom. So I think technology has really opened up the space. I think earlier I would have people coming to me saying that, hey, listen, I really want to do yoga. There's no yoga center close to me. Now there's no excuses. You log on to a Zoom class and then you get going. There's no excuses anymore, right? There's yoga teachers available everywhere, and everyone should bring that to their advantage. And I think YogiFi is helping in that journey, right? It's helping with that entire journey of, hey, let's try to make the practice of yoga really convenient. Who in their modern lives can travel for an hour to an hour long class? It doesn't make any sense. You know, and any commute in any city is no less than 20 to 30 minutes. That's considered close, you know? So we're doing so many good things by staying at home. You know, we're less carbon footprint, less pollution, less damage. We're just practicing at home with the use of the internet and technology and progressing our journey. It's wonderful.
Very true, Ira. And for all our participants watching, we also have a special program that Ira has curated that will be out on the YogiFi app shortly. It's called Get Fit with Ira, and it's a 21-day program. So we'll share more details once you share your email ID with us. And Ira, we have one last question. This is asana specific. So while doing Sarvangasana, is it fine to take more weight on the hands to get the legs fully straight? And what is the ideal time duration for holding the posture?
So I want to begin from the end of that question. See, the longer you hold the posture, the better that it is. It's according to your own capabilities. If you hold the asana for 5 minutes, amazing. That may not be possible initially. So try to hold the asana as long as possible, is what I'm going to say. That could be 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, as long as it's comfortable. After it may be for you after 10 seconds it becomes uncomfortable. Stay there a little bit, but then get out of the posture. You don't want to get discomfort lead to pain. That's not good, right? A little bit of discomfort is okay. That discomfort sometimes may not progress. So you have to find that zone, and you can get there when you focus on what's happening in your body. Don't, try to watch a movie while doing Sarvangasana. Focus on what's happening in your body, and your body will itself give you those answers. The pressure should be balanced on the arms. There's not too much pressure on the arms at all. In fact, the arms are like balancing pillars. So if you're feeling really, really uncomfortable, then you have to tighten the buttocks and you have to engage your core, because that's where the lift up is happening from, right? And then once you get more adept in the asana, then the asana becomes feather light. You stop feeling too much pressure anywhere and it's balanced along the whole body. Be Know that underneath the neck there should be no pressure, because that can be a little damaging. So if you feel too much pressure in your neck shoulder area, then you should come out of the posture or use a blanket underneath. You can use, as I mentioned, if you remember, that at the back of our necks there's that small protrusion. If you all feel it, there'll be a small little bump at the back of our necks where the cervical spine officially ends. You may feel that little bone that's jutting out. That should be placed on a towel or a blanket folded. If you keep that supported, then there'll be less pressure on the neck and the shoulders. So there are ways of modifying the Sarvangasana using props that can help you stay up in the posture longer and avail more benefits from it. So just keep these things in mind when you're practicing.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing all these tips, Ira, and the modifications will definitely help a lot as well. So that brings us to the end of today's session. Thank you so much, Ira. It was a pleasure having you. And over to Murli, our founder, who will just tell you a little more about our plans with YogiFi and about our new exciting launch. Over to you, Murli.
Okay. Ira, thank you so much for a very engaging session. I think this is one of the aspects we are trying to address through YogiFi. How do you make these sessions more interactive? Many times people like to turn off the camera, but we still want to engage even in those sessions, with YogiFi technology. And I would like to kind of mention that we are really trying to bring, the best of the East and the West together here with YogiFi. The best of the East is mainly the teachers from India, and how do you make them accessible for the Western world? And that's where the platform we are trying to build this teachers portal. And I would like to officially announce today that we are bringing this live so that more teachers can be onboarded and they can support the journey of many people across the world and making it very accessible. So that's what we are working towards. And I would like to kind of also mention that today is a Teachers' Day. So on a very special Teachers' Day, we have our yoga acharya Ira Trivedi, and I would like to also thank Caroline for moderating the session. So it's a wonderful day to start the masterclass series. We would like to have this continuing with more teachers and more experts. So hopefully, we should see more community building around this whole masterclass series. And I would like to end with one thought. So one of the things is pandemic has been the biggest teacher, I would say, on this particular day because we all understood, health cannot be taken for granted, and immunity has become the shield. So we all understand that yoga, pranayama practices help strengthen the immunity. So we really want to see how YogiFi really can, strengthen the immunity for everyone across the world. That's what we're working towards. So once again, thank you. And thanks to both of you for making this session possible.
Thank you, everyone. Namaste. Thank you, Murli. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Aditya, and everyone over at Team YogaFi. It's really it's really wonderful to see, I would say, what I like to call yogapreneurs. People like Murli and his team who are really trying to do something amazing in the world of yoga. It's not so easy. It's not so easy. It's easier to start a clothing portal, right? I mean, people, those are fast, I would say fast results, right? You order something, you get in the mail. You don't have to work so hard to achieve results. Yoga, on the other hand, is a difficult practice. It's a practice, but it's a life-changing practice. And technology has made it easier for all of us to adopt it. Everything now is a step of the way away, and a YogaFi mat can add a lot of value to your yoga practice. It really can once you are able to, really progress with it. It keeps it exciting, it keeps it interesting. So definitely check out YogaFi. Look forward to other interactions with the YogaFi community. So thank you once again, and look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you, Murli, and thank you,
Thank
team.
you.
Thank you,
Namaste.
Carolyn.
Thank
Thank
Bye.
you.
you.
Namaste.
Thanks, Ira.
Namaste. Namaste.